Hi, this is Dr. Ben Morrill. Welcome to episode 78 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. Glad to have you here. I made a strategical error and booked myself for travel every single weekend for 4 weeks straight. Three of them are reptile shows, and one was going to a baseball tournament with my son. So I am definitely getting run down. It sounds like Kayla's still a little run down too. So this will probably be a shorter episode today. We'll get to talk about some cool things that are happening in our industry. But as far as updates for samples, I did. That's part of why I'm a little bit tired today. Is I was up pretty late last night getting everything done for the panels. So those are running right now as we speak, getting sequenced, and that takes about 16 to 20 hours to do that, and then I'll get the data, then I'll have to analyze it, and then we can do the reporting for you all. So probably like Thursday and Friday should have panel results out. Got a whole bunch of those coming this time, lots of panels. I'll also do have some cool new test stuff coming. And the one that we've gotten lots of questions about is monsoon. That's looking very good. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a bow on top by the time we're at Tinley this weekend. We'll see. Always could be another problem that pops up, but we've been working with the group in Canada and Europe, and Charlie from Gray Rider, all of us working together, sharing information. Monsoon's been a real big pain in the butt, but it is by far looking the best, and I'm hoping that in these next couple of days we'll have it buttoned up. But we'll see. I'll have to find out what other people are seeing with the testing they're doing as well. But it's finally coming. So if you've been waiting for a monsoon test, if you haven't already been collecting your sheds, I think it's close enough. You can start collecting your sheds. Let us know in the comments if you're one of those people that have been waiting for the monsoon test. And hopefully by the time I see your comment, I'll have final news for you, but we'll see. And let's see. For fast tests, those are going out pretty much every day. Sex determination going out a couple times a week. All of that's similar as it has been. So things are moving along nicely. I think that's all I have for updates. Kayla, how are you doing?
Hey Ben, I'm doing good. I've had a cough and head stuff going on, probably left over from the cold I had like right before Colubrid Fest, but I'm hanging in there. I'm here. Life is good, and I found some really cool stuff that I'm excited to show you guys lately. So, yeah, but let's knock out some business stuff real quick. Just as a reminder for you guys, if you want shed testing at a lower price, we do have bulk discounts. So whether you just have a few animals or you've got a whole collection or a whole bunch of babies that need testing, you can turn those pos hets into confirmed hets, or those like tricky babies that are hard to pop and you're not quite sure, like you think it's a female but you're not entirely sure. Get those tested in bulk. Takes away the confusion entirely, and it gets cheaper when you order as in a whole bunch. So if you email Sean at raregeninc at gmail, we can give you a quote from there, and it just takes whole lot of the guesswork out of it, and you can have time to do more than just popping babies all day, who are very wiggly and musking. We've been there. Did I miss anything, Ben?
Or raising up females for 3 or 4 years to find out that they're not het after all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So just know that you can do that. We're happy to give you a quote. Just send us the spreadsheet and email to Sean. Speaking of shows, you said that you got one more before you finally have another weekend off, right?
Yep. I'll have Tinley, then I'll have a weekend off, and then I'll be going to the Canova get together that they're having in a couple weeks on Patreon. So once again, those of you that are on their Patreon, I get to see you in a couple of weeks. And any of you that aren't and are interested, they provide a lot of really cool information for the people on their Patreon, and you get a first look at a lot of things, clutches hatching and things going on. So consider being a part of that. That's a very useful resource. And so I look forward to meeting all of you there here in a couple of weeks, and then lots and lots of you this weekend at Tinley. I hope to see many people again and meet even more for the first time.
Definitely. And so can people bring their sheds, like if they've ordered something or if they have something that they want to give you for a research, can they do that?
Yeah, definitely bring them. It'll be, I won't have like a specific place set up. So if you see me wandering around, you just have to say, hey, I got sheds for you. And I'll happily take them. And we may announce if there's somebody who has a table that's willing to collect sheds there. But yeah, otherwise you'll just have to catch me, or if you message, let us know you're looking for me. And then if Sean or Kayla or I sees the message, then you let us know where you're going to be. I'll try to come that way and come get sheds from you. But yeah, definitely, whether they're paid or for new tests, I'll happily take all that I can find.
Yeah, definitely. Well, looking forward to it. I'm hoping someday I can go to Tinley with you. So that'll definitely be a good time. In the meantime, you'll just have to like stick the sheds in your beard, store them there during the.
I got enough space.
Exactly. So some cool stuff I found. Okay, it showed up at the wildlife center I work at, so I didn't find it myself, but I'm kind of our resident snake nerd, so whenever we get a snake in, I'm in the reptile room. I'm always in the reptile room. There's this little guy. He even smiled for the pictures. Precious. This little garter snake, just Thamnophis ortalis, eastern garter snake. But I noticed he had a little blue spot on his side. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? He came in, he was stuck on a glue trap, but I realized that little blue spot is actually, I'm pretty sure it's a paradox spot on him. And he had two other tinier spots that were really hard to get a picture of because he was like flailing around and it was on his tail, so they were barely noticeable. But I got some really decent pictures of his little blue spot, and I think that it is just a wild snake with an axanthic paradox, because he just doesn't have any yellow pigmentation right on that spot. And it wasn't injured, or it was, there were no other injuries or anything. He got like his chin and his tail tip stuck on a glue trap, which glue traps are terrible. Don't use those. But he got out unscathed, thankfully, and was able to be released before the deadline, the cutoff deadline, where we'd have to cut him loose, or we'd have to after a certain date we have to overwinter them, because they can't be released otherwise. They'll get too cold and not be able to brumate properly. But yeah, he's I just thought that was cool. It was the first time I'd ever seen paradoxing or mosaicism on a wild snake in person.
Very cool.
Yeah. And kind of related to that. Of course, the main snake we get there are rat snakes, which makes me really happy. But this big girl was caught in some netting. Most of the snake cases we get, they've been trapped in something. But I noticed when I picked her up, I was like, wait, you look really, really dark. You can see on the left picture there, she's got like you can kind of see the belly checkers underneath her chin. But she's got really dark pigmentation underneath the chin. Some of it's because she's kind of scrungly and scratched up and abraded from having been caught in netting. So she will be overwintering at the center because she's got to heal up from that and get a few sheds in her, a shed or two done. But she was really, really dark on the rest of her belly. Here's this video I took of her as well. But it's like just so dark, basically no white speckling that you normally see on wild rat snakes in this area. And so I think she's kind of basically a hypermelanistic morph, more or less, which
dark.
Yeah, really, really dark. It makes her belly look amazing too. Like that rainbow it's like an oil slick. So cool. And she's mostly very polite for a wild snake, which is normal for rat snakes, but she's only snapped at us once, and it was me. First day she came in, she had abrasions and lacerations, so I gave her a little injection of pain meds. And she turned, looked at me after I gave her that, and I kind of moved my head back. I was like, okay, I see you're thinking about it. And she just opened her mouth, placed her teeth on my head, and then went back. And that was it.
Did it break the skin?
No, not at all. I just felt little like Velcro on my forehead, and I was like, oh. And then she backed up, and that was cool. She was like, okay, you gave me a shot. I didn't like it, but there's your warning. She's been great ever since. But yeah, cool snake. She's gonna heal great. And come springtime, she'll be back out there in the wild, making hopefully more pretty dark black babies. So really cool. Love seeing the natural variations and cool mutations you see in wild snakes, in addition to the amazing stuff we're doing in captivity. So it's cool.
I say you saved something too, right?
Yes, I did. So I was. It's fall, so naturally all of your herps are out and about. And sure, it was only a matter of time before I ran across a turtle. Just in the middle of the road, I slammed the brakes, pulled over to the side, threw on my flashers, and I am hauling butt down the road, sprinting after this turtle. And thankfully the other locals stopped as well, and a guy in a Camaro was waving at me like, "Hey, I turned around to save that turtle too." And I was like, "Heck yeah." And I was even wearing my turtle shirt that day. So I picked it up. I was going to help it across the road in the direction it was going, but I realized, oh, he has a little chip on his shell, which that's really not a bad chip at all. He's going to be fine. But it is still literally like bone has been broken. So definitely worth bringing him in. So we got this buddy who's going to be overwintering with us too, while we make sure that heals right and doesn't get any infections. But yeah, saved a turt in my turt shirt. How's that for Destiny?
That's awesome.
Yeah, never a dull moment. So watch the roads. Herps are out. Also makes a great time for herping. Oh, it's Hogtober. If you're on the East Coast or anywhere hog noses in that genus at all are about, it's a good time to find them. So definitely get your herping in before it gets cold. I know that our partners, Morph Market, have been coming out with some shipping, right? Like their own.
Yeah. I think within the last 24 hours, they just announced that. That's a way, if you're selling on Morph Market, you're able to do shipping through Morph Market through that same system. And one of those many comments that's already there, how many hours?
Yeah.
2 hours ago?
22 hours ago, yeah.
42 comments. Yeah, that person was saying they did the price check, and the couple of packages they sent, earlier this week, last week or whatever, would have saved him like $90.
Oh man.
So apparently Morph Market's worked out a very good discount that we're able to use as reptile breeders and sellers when we use the shipping through Morph Market. So that's pretty cool to have that opportunity to get that kind of a discount.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm like, I just now I saw something about it right before I went to bed last night, and then I actually haven't looked into it much until just now. So let me pull up the interface that they have. Like, they just launched on Morph Market last night. So you should be able to see it. Okay, there we go. So it's on Morph Market under the shipping tab, either on the left side or right side, when you're logged in, or just there. And it looks like they've got a shipping. You've got a rate calculator that you can pull up. Looks like it is through FedEx. And you can schedule pickup. There are saved addresses, terms. There's insurance apparently that goes along with it. So it's like temporarily offering live arrival insurance on all packages up to $250 value.
And it sounds like they'll be adding more later.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. And I mean, a lot of it, at least just at a quick glance, this is the first time I've actually read through this, but it looks similar to what a lot of breeders already do. So having that, just basic stuff, claims if there's a DOA, which nobody ever likes to get. Bunch of related articles. Okay, that's cool. Let me back up and go back to it real quick.
Yeah, especially that discount. That's awesome.
That is really nice.
community that's big enough that we can get that kind of a discount.
Yeah. Rules, policies, beliefs. Okay, so I mean, I haven't tried it. For those of you who are trying it out for the first time, definitely let us know how it goes. Like Darian and Morph Market didn't sponsor us talking about it. We were just like, oh, well, we both ship animals. I'm interested in that, so figured y'all might be too, considering most breeders do a little bit of shipping here and there, and it is crazy expensive. So,
Yeah.
like I know with like with my rat snakes, they tend to be like not well, they're lower dollar animals, like 50 to 100, you're not really selling $1,000 black rat snakes. So the shipping a lot of times costs as much, if not just
More.
barely under what the shipping is. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
Both for the buyers and breeders. So cool stuff.
And also, I think part of his post there, he mentioned
Oh yeah.
charity auctions.
Yeah.
So with all of the weather, the devastation in North Carolina from Helene, but also, is it Milton is the next one that's supposed to be coming tomorrow?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Feel bad for many people out there. Hopefully, you all are doing okay.
Yeah.
I know, like Leviathan, they were out. They didn't have internet for several days. I don't know if they have it yet.
Oh, geez.
We're on a boil only. We're in our county. We're only supposed to use the county water if we boil it first, and it's been that way since Helene. So it's been several days. But yeah, obviously there's people that have much harder things to deal with, getting stuck and not having internet and running out of gas, roads that aren't great. Even here in Virginia, just I don't know, a couple hours, really only an hour and a half south of us. There's some counties that didn't have school for like a full week, and there were roads that were out, out of, not passable for several days. But anyway,
I know, like like northern North Carolina, like I know there was an interstate that just washed completely off. So that's crazy. Y'all stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you have like I call it my bug out bin for my snakes. If I need to get them out in an evacuation, I've got a plan set up for that. So make sure you have those plans. It's good to plan in advance and look out and support each other during when all this sort of thing when this sort of stuff goes down. So
and apparently Morph Markets made it so you can do charity auctions, and that money will go to help people out that are affected by these storms, and more coming tomorrow. So that's cool. They're making that available as well.
Definitely. And if we do see, some of y'all who were affected by it, I'd be happy to share it on our social media to help y'all out. Hopefully get a few more eyes on your charity auctions or charity, drives to help people who have been affected by it in the reptile community. So definitely worth supporting each other. So some other stuff that's been going on. We have a couple of cool social media posts of animals that
have either come through testing or are about to.
Yeah. I was trying to make sure I got it right with Balls of Fury. Looks like let's see, Snake Station UK produced this animal that Balls of Fury has now, and it just tested, and it's going to be testing for the lavender albino gene. So like orange dream, yellow belly, gene X confusion, pied, and hopefully it proves out to be lav too. That would be really really cool.
Yeah, the confusion in there is really cool.
Yeah, really nice looking female. Like she's pretty. And then the girl on the right side there. This is an older post, but yeah, just a really really pretty monarch clown from Showcase Serpents. And they've and I know they're probably still waiting on those eggs to hatch. It's been a few weeks now, but fingers crossed that they all come out great. And I'd love to see how more monarch clowns look like. And Hutch's Clutches, or Tammy Hutchinson, posted on Facebook that she tested out one of her, I think the morph is called Cyclone, not the snake itself. Like the morph is Cyclone.
That's the name that she gave that animal.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, it is a Cypress Hurricane pastel GHI clown. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And really, really neat what all those, dark and pattern type of genes going on there, what that did to the pattern on that. And then pastel to give you a little bit of yellow as well.
Yeah, no, that's a really that's a very stormy pattern there. So I think it's definitely a good name for a very cool looking snake. I love the little eyebrow dots he's got going on there too. And then our shed donor shout out this week is Terrafauna Exotics. We met them at Colubrid Fest last week, and so in addition to, I think, also like sending us some stuff in the past, they also got us some very, very fresh sheds at Colubrid Fest. I was over in the back talking to somebody else, and next thing I know, Zach is running up to me with like, "Hey, I just got 2 sheds. I found them in the deli cups." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." We improvised some little envelopes for them, like drying envelopes for them out of paper towels. But we got it. We got the genetics listed down there, so that works great. So I guess that counts for Tinley too. If somebody, if one of your animals sheds in its deli cup while you're at the show, be like, "Oh, well, here, let me get that dry real quick, and we'll give you the genetics." So definitely worth bringing some paper envelopes or sandwich bags to Tinley with you this weekend. And they have they breed all kinds of colubrids. They have ball pythons. They specialize, I think, mostly in corn snakes, which they have some really nice ones, as well as, I think it's a banded king. I love the Baird's rat snake. They have the coolest ontogenic changes. Like, that thing's going to be like metallic and orange and red and all kinds of cool stuff when it grows up. So really cool stuff and really nice folks. So it was a pleasure meeting them, and we appreciate them donating sheds to our research and hopefully branching into more species with our shed testing.
Yes, definitely coming soon.
Woo! Awesome. And I think that's all we got for today, Ben. Keeping it short and sweet. That way you can get some rest with a busy weekend coming up. So
that will be good.
Definitely. Just the usual. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you're coming to Tinley. And also you're interacting with our content, lets the algorithm know that we're really fun to watch, and it introduces us to more people in the reptile hobby. So thank you guys. And Ben, you got anything else before we send you off to Tinley?
No, just look forward to seeing a bunch more of you this weekend.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week. Outro in 3, 2, 1.